All right, guys. I already see that two viewers are waiting in the chat, waiting on the stream, so I don't want to push the start of the stream further. There we go, there we are, guys. That's actually not the car, what you can see here. That's the kitchen of my mama, and yeah, back in town, let's say it like this. Feel comfortable, feel well, even if it's a little bit awkward to be in this new environment. But aloha, ladies and gents. Welcome back to another episode of A Sense of Capital Crunch Time. Today is the day. Fuego. New holdings, new bank, the digital bank from Brazil, headquartered in Brazil, but active in Brazil, Mexico, and Colombia. And I'm very glad to have all of you in. As always, you can add something, send something in the chat and utilize it. I have issues somehow to integrate it in my record, in my live stream software. And please don't take it too negatively if I'm not reacting immediately. Later on, I will make sure at the end of the stream or in the middle of it, I will make sure to check the stream, the chat, if there's something what I should where I should react. However, I hope you can hear me transparently and on a clear level. And before we start, as always, the same like the live stream we had earlier at lunchtime for Grab. Actually, results didn't work out so well. However, the same procedure as always. In the upcoming minutes, this is a disclaimer. This will not be any financial consultation or advice whatsoever. And of course, there's no guarantee for any correctness of the provided data, guys. It's your money and your decision, and you need to make sure to do your own analysis and research and invest your money. Yeah. It's your life. Okay, guys, again, great to have you in again, and I'm a little bit tired, but at the same time, I'm full of energy because not without any reason, I named this video, how I named it actually, I think Spicy Nvidia of the banking business, is this correct? So for me, of course, it's a little bit promotion and using the hype and the trigger word Nvidia and oh man, what is the Brazilian banking business of Nvidia, or what maybe some people who are not known to a sense of capital or to new might click on it. Of course, it's somehow a clickbait, I'm be honest. But on the other hand, guys, it's part of the truth, I think. Yeah, I mean, first things first, maybe I should explain first what we are talking about, but this time we start a little different. I hope the browser is working. Let me check if that's the case. Yeah, you can see it. We do it a little bit different this time, and we create some appetite in terms of new holding. The digital bank, one of the largest digital fintechs in the world actually, if not the largest. Please don't name me on this, but let's check out the earnings of the past periods, and you know what I'm talking about when I tell really Nvidia. I mean, okay, of course it's not the same level of Nvidia, for sure not, guys. I don't want to trick you. I need to be honest. But I just one moment ago, I told you there is no guarantee for correctness of the provided data, and here already it's starting, you know, so take care. You need to sharpen your ears and all your senses to make sure I'm not talking any BS, you know. So, however, as you can see, the past of Nvidia in terms of Nvidia as well, but of new, today it's just about new, is quite remarkable. Yeah, I mean, yes, the profit side is developing and shifting in positive direction, and who knows if they will achieve a strong beat today. But way more crucial is actually, for me at least, the revenue side. Yeah, I mean, I rate it as a profit and revenue growth company, not just highly focused on revenue or highly focused on profit. For me, it's a blend, and you can see why that's the reason. I mean, as you can see here, the shift took place. The break-even point, at least on non-GAAP base, was achieved. Let's see it when. So roughly 1 year ago, 1.5 years ago, and time is running, and but the revenue is getting crazy and crazier. I mean, look at this quarter on quarter raises. Yeah, I mean, under 1 billion, then already plus 300, plus 100, plus 150, plus 200 roughly, plus 200 roughly, and again plus roughly 300. And who knows what will be today the case. I mean, the forecast here at investing.com is stated as 2.02 billion US dollars, but I think the official forecast is actually something on 2.3 billion. Yeah, but I use the investing.com because there's all my calculation based on. So 2.3 I think is the target, official target of the forecasts of today. Yeah, so let's see if this will take place. But now, first things first. I know a little bit awkward start. However, sometimes it is how it is. What is new actually? Yeah? So I mean, oh wait, I made some notes. I can check this. So new is a digital bank, as I mentioned, one of the leading fintechs in the world, leading fintech for sure in Latin America. It was listed, or the IPO took place in 2021. And what they are doing, they are basically a classic licensed, full license equipped digital bank. As you can see here, they have different services, what all of us or most of us are used to. You can see new bank digital accounts, yeah, basic credit card business, strong driver. Then we have different insurances, even mobile insurance. I mean, you need to know. I can already tell this to you right now. I mean, the large part of the population in Latin America is unbanked or underbanked. A lot of them are quite young. Yeah, there are a lot of micro businesses. So I mean, this business of new is more driven B2B. B2C, business to customer, but as well, of course, they're interacting with other businesses, so B2B is a part as well. And I can tell you, I mean, for a lot of the citizens over there, in Brazil, for instance, their starting market and their home market, to have access to a smartphone, to a mobile phone, is a game changer. Yeah, I mean, before somehow they have been isolated to this kind of infrastructure, like digital banks, for instance, and there was no reason, let's say 20 years ago, to invent a company and push a company, roll out a company like Nubank, a digital bank, because people don't have digital access, obviously. And for people in the Western world, yeah, for the North American part, Europe, parts of Asia, maybe some of them at least, Southeast Asia is as well underbanked highly, but it's quite common and convenient to have access to a bank account and to a credit card, banking card, whatever, what kind of wallet services. But to the population of Brazil, of Mexico and Colombia, where new bank is active, it's actually quite new. Yeah? So I don't hope I repeat this joke again because it's not a great one. However, and I hope I'm not shaking too much because I'm not used to this. I mean, I need my car set up. That's the wrong environment. I already feel this. But however, maybe new performs very well and the right environment is presented and provided by new, not by this house here. Yeah? However, I mean, just that you have an idea about what this means, this game changing. I mean, they have 4 or 5 big bank institutions in Brazil, in Latin America, for instance, yeah. And the market is somehow clustered and everyone has his part of the cake. And then comes new into the game. How they come? I mean, they really try to address the audience which was underbanked before, which didn't have the chance to get any lending access, for instance, debt access, loan access, credit card was not granted to them. Maybe they don't even have the, let's say it like this, education, yeah, the knowledge, however, to access this, the bureaucracy behind it. And they make it very simple. Like, guys, you just need a smartphone. And today, a lot of people have smartphone, no matter in which parts of the world, yeah. I mean, it's like, you know it by yourself, it's like eating and drinking, yeah, to have a smartphone actually. And of course, this is the door to a lot of new functionality, and one of these functions, one of these game changers and strong adding value push businesses is Nubank. Yeah, so you have a smartphone, and bam, you have a digital credit card. Bam, you have a bank account access. Bam, you can do investments, yeah, or get personal loans access. All this kind of stuff is just accessible through the smartphone. Yeah, very simple but crazy. Yeah, let's say it like this. Guys, let's check quickly the results center. So today, currently you see it here. You can see it. Let me check this. I need to scroll down a little bit. It's great. Yeah, it's colored in gray, and as soon as it's colored in purple. Oh! The database connection is lost. Guys, let me check quickly if the stream is still live. Wait, I need to go to another website. Okay, it's not my connection. It's not my connection. So I'm very happy about this. Oh man, Results Center, please come back. That's don't please leave me here alone. I already mentioned this at the Grab earnings call that 2 quarters ago it was one of my live streams, and New was the live stream actually, and I was really not used to praise the companies Latin America guiding or backing the earnings results, and somehow the earnings was getting announced 1 hour later. Yeah, so I was sitting all the time in the live stream, and I don't hope this will take place today again. Here we have the results center, but I think so many people, even more people than Nvidia, are now all joining simultaneously to the results center of New to figure out what is going on. But actually, so I checked out very carefully on which time last quarter and the quarter before the results have been publicated, and it was roughly 10:20 p.m. Yeah. European time, and it will be 4:20 Eastern time. I think so. I guess the results center will be back soon, and then as soon as it is back, we will check out the results. Don't get concerned, guys. We definitely don't miss anything. Here we have the new chart. Today it's up actually. Let's see what is the history, the chronic of the stock price. And again, as you can see here, IPO December 21, and then right after the IPO it just simply dropped very heavily from roughly $9.40, 30 to a third, 30%, something like this, and then it hustled its way back, with a little bit volatility. And some smaller drops, it fell very strongly, very likely, but back on today's level. And actually, I didn't even knew this actually, but it's an all-time high. So we are right at the top. In the year to date, in the past 12 months, they achieved more than 100% performance. Yield, crazy. Just my performance, I can tell you, I noted it down. So I purchased it initially in March 2023 last year, then I purchased 1 or 2 times more, and I'm now up 120%. So one of my best running stocks. I only own 6 stocks, so obviously if you only have a bunch of them, you need to rely on them, and I'm very convinced by New. And out of the 6 stocks I'm a shareholder of, New is positioned on rank 3. I have $12,000 currently, roughly $12,000 invested. I don't think it's a bargain. If you checked this out in the past at my videos or not, I don't know, but I have something what I use, which is called a fair price multiplicator. It's invented by me, but it's nothing too special. It's basically just a blend out of revenue growth, price earnings ratio, and sales price ratio, or EV ratio. And basically this one is rated for me at 1.7, which doesn't mean that actually now it's $10 US dollars and it should be worth $17. That's not the meaning of it, because it's 1.7x. But it's just when you put this in ratio. In the lunchtime I commented, or I streamed, guided Grab, and Grab was rated on 1.3, maybe now even a little bit better because the share right afterwards dropped 10%. PayPal 0.8. What we have, Uber as well 0.8. But I can tell you that Stoneco, for instance, is 1.5. Another Brazilian company maybe you are aware of, maybe not. And Nvidia very likely, based on my calculations, I mean it's nonsense, I think, to use a fundamental calculation for rating somehow Nvidia, but I guess it would be something like 0.2, 0.3, so definitely a down rating and it's overvalued. However, so this tool shows me that Nvidia, that NU is currently undervalued, but not that strongly. I mean, compared to Hims & Hers, for instance, Hims & Hers, I'm a stockholder as well of Hims & Hers, on Monday, upcoming Monday, 26th of February, same time or roughly same time, a little bit earlier maybe, I will guide the live stream of Hims & Hers, healthcare service provider out of the US, as well digital company, and I think this is rated at 4x, yeah, so way lower valued, way more potential based on the valuation. And if Hims & Hers not performs, okay, it gets hit from the market, but for me it's fine. There's a lot of buffer, let's say it like this, but in terms of Nvidia, honestly guys, I want to see that this stock is performing, yeah, so no question about this. What else do we got here? Yeah, as you can see, oh wait, let's check quickly the results one more time. Okay, the results center is at least live again. I don't hope it's related to my connection over here. Let me check one more time if the connection is well, please. Sorry for this, but I think it's an important aspect that the stream is working well. Yeah, it looks good so far.
To my connection over here.
Yes, it's good. Hey man, $100 invested at 8.75. Nice man. Hi Sweetie with Don B. Sweetie with what? Sweetie with Don B. It sounds like you're a rapper, man. So warm welcoming. Thank you very much for having you in. I'm not sure if you are new to the channel, but if you are, don't hesitate to ask any questions. And yeah, holding for a year is, I mean, as I mentioned at the beginning, it's up to you, but a year or even 10 years. For now, I think there's so much potential in this stock that let's see. We will figure it out in a few minutes what I'm talking about. Okay, but get a little bit more crispy about the stock itself. Going to the currency exchange rate, so you get an idea. I mean, at the end, the company is doing the major business. They have roughly 90 million users, clients at the moment. And I think roughly 75 are out of Brazil. So highly focused on the Brazilian market. And of course, if they make the money in Brazil, the currency exchange rate between Brazil real and US dollar, Brasilianischer Real, it's German, because I'm from Germany. Yeah, it's an important aspect. And in the past, in the longer past, you can see the Brazilian real getting weaker and weaker compared to the US dollar. But at least as you can see here, since the pandemic, it's solid and even increasing slightly. So that's great. That's good for the overall economy. I mean, we should never forget, it's not just about making business there and somehow exchanging the money as Nubank or whatever. That's not about this. And I mean, they are a banking institute, they know what they are doing. Yeah, I expect they are professionals over here. But what we should not forget at the end is, I mean, as well, banking business, the great thing is it's working in bad and in good times. I think it's working better in good times than in bad times, yeah, and at lower interest rates and really high interest rates. We come to the interest rates in a few moments. But it's important that the Brazilian economy is stable, politically stable, but as well economically stable, financially stable. And I mean, for industries, the local ones, but as well foreign companies who are active there, a solid exchange rate is a must. It's a huge deal. I was professionally, from a professional side, I was active there, let's say it like this, and not too heavily. Yeah, I don't want to present something what is not real, but I was active there and looking for business partners, had a lot of calls for my former job, and I knew that for us as a company, as a German company who is a machine producer, I basically we had a lot of doubts and concerns in term of currency exchange rates, and of course, if companies not starting business doing there and sending products, buying products, sending money, getting money, economy is more or less flat. So it's very important for the local economy, and it's not only Brazilian real. I think the other currencies are as well affected. Yeah, very important that it's stable, and that's the case. So then let's check out interest rate. That's another aspect which is very important when we talk about the Latin American market and especially Brazil. So as you can see here, it's basically the Brazil base interest rate. And it peaked very, very early, I think, in advance of even the Western world. Very, very high. Very, very high. They increased the lead rate. And then earlier than I think the US, earlier than Europe, the US, the Fed, Europe, EZB, the central banks, they started to decline and decrease the rates, as you can see. So peak was 13.75%. I'm not sure what's the rate in Germany, something like 5 or 6%. I'm not sure what's the rate in the US, but I guess on the same level more or less. But crazy. And of course now it's declining. That's fresh breath and power and tailwind for the economy over there. New power for going for loans and this kind of stuff. And very beneficial for businesses over there, especially financial businesses like Nubank. So that's as well an aspect what we need to keep in mind, which is very positive. Just in terms of the customers, if I remember correctly, I think two quarters ago, so Q2 2023, I shared with you this article, this post of the Yahoo Finance. And as you can see, Nubank reached 80 million customers. And just to show you this dynamic, I mean, now already in Brazil, okay, it's not even 70, it's just Brazil, and I think now in Brazil, let me check this out, I mean, I make a note. Just in Brazil, they have, is this just Brazil? What? But it's definitely more. At least overall, it's definitely more, yeah? We'll check this out later in the earnings call. Wait, I opened it actually. I can share it right now with you. So, is it working? Yes. Q3, and here we got it. So, they have already last quarter, you can see Q3, that's the report of Q3, last quarter. 90 million, yeah? Crazy. And that's not just Brazil. I mean, now Mexico, now Colombia getting ready to really do the breakthrough, especially Mexico is a little bit ahead, and Mexico is really a story, I think. I mean, there is definitely some potential priced in. It's backed, this company is backed by Warren Buffett, and there are rumors in the market that Warren Buffett secretly invests more and more money into Nubank. Yeah, I mean, he just needed to, or Berkshire Hathaway, they just need to publicate the their holding positions. But one of the positions, as far as I understood, was somehow hidden. Yeah, they asked if they can keep it as a secret because otherwise it would manipulate the purchase prices for them or whatsoever, the overall process of getting more and more shares. And so they have this tool to ask the authority if that's the case, and they told it's fine. And there is the rumors that actually Nubank is the company because, I mean, he was already active in Brazil. He invested in StoneCo, which is a point of sales, it's basically a card reader terminal provider for retail stores, restaurants, all the merchants basically in Brazil. And they provide as well ERP and financial services, ERP solutions, software solutions, and financial services. And Now they canceled their investment in StoneCo, and there are even more rumors because of this. They invested in Nubank because basically they don't want to go for this competitive aspect, and maybe there are even some, let's say, antitrust risks if they invest highly in StoneCo and very highly in Nubank. I don't know what's the reason. And as you know, or very like know, Warren Buffett likes insurance business. He likes financial business, Bank of America, all of this kind of stuff, Wells Fargo. That's one of his favorite investment cases. And why not Nubank? I mean, let's see. I mean, if that's the case, that's something what we should keep in mind, even if we should not really weight it somehow, but that's definitely an aspect. So guys, when I take a look at the clock, yeah, it's already live. It's already live. The results are publicated. I will check now the report, and I will not check the results. Give me one more moment. I want to show you one more. So this Warren Buffett aspect is very interesting, the growth of the clients. But what I last but not least show you before we jump in, and I need to share the right screen, here you can see it, is an article which I read on Simply Wall Street. And as you can see here, yeah, Mexico, the deglobalization winner of 2024. And I mean, it's a very, very interesting article. Here you can see the stock price increase. What is not so interesting, but what I really like is this here, for instance, yeah. You can really see because of the pandemic, because of the signs, yeah, the let's say the one knowledge and information by the companies worldwide that we can't globalize all of our processes. We can't source them out. We need to source in again a little bit more, or find local players who can support us in our supply chain, because otherwise, if there is again a pandemic situation or this kind of stuff, we are heavily affected and negatively in our performance in business. And this is meant with this article here, yeah. So heavily US, as you can see here, is now investing more and more money, the companies over there, into Mexico, yeah, because it's quite close to them, and there's a lot of development going on. Economy is growing, people getting more and more education, skilled people, hungry people, motivated and ambitious people are located over there. And now that's the first year since years and years they are up front, even in front of Canada, in front of China, as the best trade partner of the US. Crazy. And here what we have here is the investment rate as well increasing very strongly in Mexico, yeah. And some companies who are now investing there, and a lot of large players basically. And I mean, it's just what I want to show you by doing this is basically I want to show you, I mean, financial bank businesses as well, like all business, but even stronger, I think, driven by overall economy, yeah, by macroeconomic aspects. And it's important that these are right. And for me, in this case, Brazil, as far as I know, everything looks more or less good, as I understand. You never know what is going on with the politics, but who knows? And in terms of Mexico, it's great as well. And I don't think that Mexico, the potential of Mexico, is fully priced in currently. Yeah. So if really Mexico creates more and more momentum and goes on the same level somehow like Brazil, because Brazil at the moment is way up front, yeah, when we talk about the overall performance for Nubank, the number of customers, revenue, profit, whatsoever, and the services they get provided. Then Mexico, then again in gap, and then there's Colombia. But if really Mexico creates momentum and accelerates, that could be a huge deal. Could be a huge deal in my opinion. And I'm not sure how priced in this is, and just based on my perspective, it's not priced in too heavily. So two more aspects before we jump in, and guys, I swear to you, I keep it very short, is I prepared, as always, a list of the metrics we need to check today together. You can see it. Oh wait, I need to quickly change the zoom factor So this one is the one which should work. Yeah, looks great. And here we are. So of course, revenue and earnings per share is important. And this shift, what is currently taking place in my perspective, from revenue driven to revenue EPS driven or even more profit driven, is something what I'm not sure if the market likes this. Yeah, I mean, I don't have the feeling that Nu is stepping on the brake and not investing money anymore in advertisement or this kind of stuff, and rolling out their products and pushing this. But I think it could be risky. Yeah, I'm not sure how much the market appreciate profit. Yeah, sometimes they do, sometimes not. But they are used that Nu is a highly driven revenue growth company. Yeah, and if that's not the case anymore, could be a risk. That's the reason why I noted this in the brackets. And then we have a short, mid, and long-term perspective. Short-term development of creditworthiness, as I mentioned. They offering their lending business as well, and their accounts and credit cards and debit cards as well to the lower income population. So it's very important that the creditworthiness is on a solid stage, and we will check this out with the default rate later on more. Then we have the product rollout in Brazil, sales per customer. Yeah, so they have a lot of products, more getting publicated and getting live and available for the customers. So I want to see that. I mean, they reached now a high level of adults. I think Brazil actually Nu is covering roughly 50% of all adults who have access to a bank account. They have access to a Nu bank account. Maybe they have multiple ones. Maybe it's very easy to create one at the Nu bank and have one of the more legacy banks as well. Yeah, but that's just the case. Yeah, 50%, crazy in my perspective. And we want to see now that they monetize it. Yeah, they make money out of it. Yeah, and now of course, to make sure that the pipeline of development is not jammed. Yeah. But is still developing. We want to see that Mexico and Colombia is growing as well, and therefore, of course, we check out the growth rate. And next to it, we want to see that on this interest rate, which is getting lowered and lowered, we want to see that Nubank is participating, but that's not so important for today. And the four last aspects in terms of the long-term perspective is the regional expansion. I mean, there's Chile and there's Argentina and Ecuador and whoever. There are so many markets over there, so much potential. I guess if the blueprint is working and they catch the right time, they can expand quite easily. Yeah. Then we have competition of the old economy, and so these 4 or 5 big legacy banks with local stores and offices and way more costs. So I mean, Nubank is very cheap in terms of covering the customers. That's definitely a benefit, and that's the reason why they have a huge leverage on the long term in terms of profit. And of course, Mercado Libre with Mercado Pago. Is Mercado Pago the daughter company of Mercado Libre, who's providing banking and financial services? Definitely a strong competitor. Then we have the stability of the currency exchange rate, we already talked about it, and of course the impact of the local economy and politics as well. We discuss it on the side, nothing what we need to focus too much today. And the last document what I want to show you is very quickly the Excel. I don't think you can see it right now so good. So I will, does it look better right now? Yeah, and I make it a little bit smaller for you guys. Yeah, it looks good, I think. That's good. Okay, guys. And what I want to show you is basically, okay, we will add later the default rate and check out if it's developing fine. Then I will show you very quickly what I expect in terms of EPS. You very likely already know it out there. I currently don't know it. That's always the case when I do my streams because I always start too late. Maybe in the next year it will work out better. I mean, there's no need to rush, but I need to improve a little bit myself. However, as you can see, the forecast is 8 cents per share for this quarter, and for me it would be fine if they reach 8 cents. Honestly, it's fine for me. But when we talk about the forecast about the revenue side, I want to see roughly $2 billion, $300 million US dollars. This is what I would like to see You can see it's a jump of roughly 150 million, yeah, and you can see it's no crazy scientific stuff, yeah. I just used the Q4 and Q3 difference of 2022, which was as well 150 million, and I want to see, okay, even if relatively on the percentage level the growth rate is getting lower and lower, that's fine for me, but I want to see that the absolute number, the amount in US dollars, is stable at least. So I want to see that at least 150 million quarter on quarter, let's say it like this, and year on year this means, yeah, you can see it here, it would be roughly 60%, yeah, that's my target. And we have some other numbers we will check later on. Okay, please grant me one last zip. And let me check one time very quickly if someone is watching here. Not that I'm so horny on all the people who are watching or whatsoever, but it's just very, it's always very interesting if someone joined. Okay, 2 guys, very nice. Glad to have you in, guys, and now it's getting interesting. Now it's getting interesting. Come on, Nu. I need some positive experience. Normally, I mean, the last earnings, the quarter earnings in the last season was always very good with the companies I was a shareholder of. This season is not running so well. You can check this out of my insights time periods. If you like, once in a month, I'm showing you all the insights of my portfolio, the stocks I'm owning, and yeah, wasn't so well so far. I mean, yeah, not that bad as well, but not so good as well. Okay, guys, now I will download it. I'm just downloading it next to you. Wait, I can show you the browser. The connection over here is not the best. I hope you can understand me without any breaks and loss. Okay, but earnings presentation, maybe I should download the earnings release. It's a little bit better. Oh man, that's not that quick. German internet, guys. Sometimes I could imagine that people think, oh, you're modern, or maybe you don't think it. And if you don't think it, then you're not completely wrong. I mean, in terms of Wi-Fi connection, mobile connection, not the best. Okay, guys, we have it. So again, keep in mind, the target, at least of me, is 8 cents per share, and more important, revenue, which was 2,290 million US dollars. Let's see what happened. 39.3 year on year. It's 4 million more. Oh, I think that's strong. 23. Where's the crazy revenue? Man, I don't even find the revenue. Oh yeah, we got it. Oh, yeah, that's solid. I think that's solid. Okay, let me already at 2.4 billion without even taking a look on the profit side, and the number of customers of roughly 94 million sounds for me quite great already on the first glance, and I know it's the time to check the price. I hope it's increasing, but actually doesn't look too bad for me. Yeah, I mean, you never know what is the outlook. Oh no, after hours it's getting hit. Who knows what is going on backstage, what is the outlook or something like this. We will check later on. But yeah, so far not looking so great in terms of the pricing. However, I don't want to waste any time actually, guys, because it's already quite late for all of us. And what I want to check out first is the numbers of customers, yeah? So we have the overall numbers. Can you actually see it? Yes, okay, perfect. So the overall numbers is 94 million roughly. And what I want to see is, let me check this. It should be somewhere down. Ah yeah, here we have it. How it looks when we talk really about Brazil, Mexico and Colombia. So reaching about me, okay. Brazil number increased to 87.8. Simultaneously, I will already enter this into the tool. Okay, so I then have Mexico, and to almost 1 the acceleration, of course, in net adds of 5.2. Okay, 5. Oh, that looks good. I don't know. It doesn't look too bad for me, honestly, but maybe I'm missing something. But it's year on year in Mexico and in Greece. I can show it to you later, but of 63%. Yeah, in terms of clients. Okay, doesn't look too bad in my perspective. And what is going on with Colombia? Am I missing it somewhere? Colombia. Crazy, it's not stated. Is it so bad that... Do I miss something? Is it so bad that they don't even state it anymore? I mean, they have here 5.2 plus... Okay, then it's the difference. Okay, then I use the difference. Okay, so it's 8.7 million. So in Brazil, we're talking about 23% year-on-year user growth, and customer overall is 94 million. So this, and now we calculate Colombia. $1.8 million. I don't know why they're not stating it. I'm not sure what I'm missing currently here, honestly, guys. But or I'm too dumb to write Colombia. I'm not 100% sure, but I can't find it. However, so let's take a quick peek in the tool, in the Excel sheet. And here you can see the numbers right now. Maybe we add as well this was 204. God, way too many zeros. Okay, that's the result. That's the result of today so far. Let me check this one more time. So, because first metric, of course, is always revenue, and in my perspective, year on year of 66% is crazy. I mean, as I mentioned, investing.com, they guided a growth rate of, or a forecast of roughly 2 billion. My target was 2.3. 2.3, I read some forecasts as well of 2.3, and they reached 2.4, 100 million more, or let's say 4 or 5% more. Definitely a strong beat. So revenue looks good for me, no question about this. Then the customer base growth in Brazil honestly doesn't look too attracting to me. Yeah, so you can see here year over year, last year 71 million, now 87 million. Doesn't look bad. I mean, I think roughly 300 million people are living in Brazil, roughly something like this, and 87 million doesn't sound too bad. And again, as I mentioned, 50% adults are covered, but of course somehow you're full, you know, you hit a certain peak somehow, and then the growth is decreasing, and 23% is still great, I think, when we talk about the base of 70 million customers just in Brazil. But I guess it's not like remarkable and amazing and yeah, a miracle, let's say it like this. Other than that, I think Brazil looks very good. Yeah, I could imagine it could be better growth. I think we check this out now very quickly. I don't want to talk or too much about stuff what I don't know, but population, Latin America, so we can figure it out very quickly. And I think Mexico, Brazil, and Colombia are all top rated. Maybe I should add countries. And there we go. So now it should work. Statista, so there we go. Brazil, 200. Okay, 200. And they have 90 million customers. 90 million. Sorry. I mean, of course, there's some room for improvement left, but seriously, that's definitely great. But here, Mexico, you can already see it. It's a little smaller, but I guess more and more, as I mentioned, industry companies and businesses going on there. So I can imagine that the average salary is higher, and the average single person has more financial power. So it's a strong market. And what with 5.2 million of customers now, I think that is not so convincing. Honestly, 63% year over year sounds good, but I think that's not that great. Honestly, that's not that great. Yeah, I'm okay with 23% year on year in Brazil, but 63% year on year for Mexico, I don't like too much when we consider that they're just covering a really small amount of 5 million citizens over there. And then we have already Colombia with 52 million. And I think that didn't look too bad, actually. Let's go back to the Excel sheet. And here we got it with 1.8 million. And compared to this, I think that looks good. It looks for me like the Colombian market and the people over there are adapting more and quicker to new services than Mexico. That's my feeling, actually. So I mean, I promoted Mexico in advance before I showed and shared with you the results, and now actually Mexico is not developing so fine, and Colombia is developing better. However, it is how it is. But yeah, I mean, so for me, Colombia actually looks a little bit better. They already have now 3% of the total number of population as customers, and here they have with 5%, and how many was it? How many citizens? 127. Yeah, it's something like damn, I need to calculate that. Still, sorry guys. But however, I'm using Excel. Why not using it like this? So, oh man, wait, wrong direction. So it's like this. So, there we go. 4% of the population in Mexico is covered. And let's go here, and then we make it Brazil to make it correctly. We cover Brazil as well. So Brazil is 87 deducted to 215. It's 40%. Crazy. In Colombia, as I mentioned, I think we have already roughly 5%. 52, I think is more correct. Not more like 4% or 3%. Yeah, but considering that Colombia is compared a newer market, I think they're adopting more and more, and I can imagine that on the next quarter already, in terms of covering the population, Mexico and Colombia are on the same stage. Yeah. So again, when we talk about this, Brazil looks okay for me. Mexico not so great. Maybe I'm missing something, but does look too great. And Colombia looks very good for me in my perspective. Yeah, and revenue, I can't complain about this at all. Yeah, honestly. And if that's correct, let me check this out. That's for me a very important metric. Yeah. And so what you can see here, just revenue per customer, very simple calculation. 1 year, the quarter Q4 2022 compared to this Q4 quarter, Q4 earnings, and you can see, I mean, that's as well increasing by 32% roughly. That's very strong. I think here, I'm quite convinced that most of the money comes out of the Brazilian market, but looks for me very, very positive. Yeah, I can't just state it differently. And now let's come to the default rate. As I think it's stated as differently in the report. Let's go back to the report. Is it the right report? Fourth quarter. Yes, it is. And where we got it, it's always illustrated in some charts. This one. 4.1 and 6.1 looks good. I can already tell you right now, because you can see how it was last quarter, 4.2%, 4.1%, 6.1%, 6.1%. So we can add this as well to the Excel sheet. And again, I'm sharing the screen. And as you can see now here on the bottom left part, we have this default rate basically. And you can see it's very, very stable. And just again, in some other words, again, as I mentioned, it's somehow an indicator for the credit worthiness of the customers. And it means basically the default rate, the percentage of all outstanding loans that the lender, so Nu, has written off as unpaid after a prolonged period of missed payments. Yeah, so basically money they are losing what they calculated with originally. So let's say they provide a loan of 100 million, and if the default rate is 5%, it's not getting paid later on. Yeah, so and they need to depreciate basically out of their balance sheets. And as you can see, very nice that this rate is very constant, yeah, with 4.1 and 6.1. Yeah, so no trouble expected over here. And maybe guys, we just very quickly, is there something stated in terms of the outlook? We can check this out. For 2024, no, so far not. Let me check maybe quickly what is the news here on the results. Okay, there we go. So revenue beats, we already checked this. Okay, just net income. And here. Okay, let's see what the comments are about. Just took a trip to Mexico and met many people talking about Nubank and set up lots of growth ahead. Nice, yeah. Yeah, okay, they're sharing the opinion, and they as well. It could be the case that now here when we use Seeking Alpha and the communities tell, it's clear, Julian, you're missing something. Basically, it's somewhere is the outlook stated, or the profitability is so low, or the margins getting decreased, or whatsoever. People stating here makes zero sense. We don't know what is the background of this. Yeah, but okay, I'm satisfied and comfortable right now that I'm not missing anything. So guys, I would say I share quickly again the metrics for the rating of today's call, and I always do it the same way. I color them in the traffic lights. So for me, revenue is, it's a strong beat in my opinion, honestly. Not that strong when we take the 2.3 billion forecast, not this 2.0 billion forecast. It's a solid beat, but it's something what you expect from a growth company, like Nu. So I would rate this in neutral, yeah, not that positive, not that negative. Then we have the EPS, as you can see here. And for me, what I saw is as well neutral, yeah. Market somehow is not eating the cake with a lot of smiling, but I'm not sure what is the background of it. Simple like this. More interesting, the credit worthiness, the default rate, it's not decreasing. Yeah, it's this 4.1% and 6.1% what I explained a moment ago. So I keep it as well a neutral rating, and it's not increasing as well. Yeah, so it's on a solid stage, and that's great. And then we have the product rollout in Brazil. When we take a look at the revenue per customer, for me it clearly shows year on year that it's working the right direction. Before something like $19 US dollars per customer, and now they have $25 US dollars per customer. So that looks great for me. So I would give this actually a green one. Yeah, that's ahead of my expecting of new of this earnings. Here, look here, I checked, used this box. I would give it a yellow. Let's keep it simple. Yellow is the color I would go for. Neutral. It's not so positive. It's not negative. It's not. Honestly, I can't tell you any incorrect stories. And I came in with this at the stream with Nvidia, spicy, and banking business, and fuego, and ay, 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 ay. And for me, it looks really, really solid. And who knows how the market reacts tomorrow? Yeah, I mean, maybe it receives a shift, a turnaround, and it goes into the positive direction. The price is increasing tomorrow. Maybe it's getting hit even heavier. Yeah, it was the case earlier that day with Crab Holding in Southeast Asia. The company of mobility and food delivery services started with 5% minus and ended, I think, now with roughly 10% minus. I think so. Everything is possible in terms of new. However, it seems for me just simply like this, that it's not this. It was not the earnings call which was so crucial. It was not in advance so crucial. It was not like, will they now break even somehow on a not gap base, or will they reach 10 billion quarter results, or what is with the new market, how will it develop it? Of course, it's an aspect, but Mexico is not that new. Colombia is not that new. Yeah, so it's not a game-changing earnings release, and I can tell you already now, it will not make a big difference to me. I mean, I'm sticking to this company since 1 year, roughly 1 year. And after the last earnings results, which have been very positive, I already talked about, guys, should I, maybe I should sell it. Maybe I should sell it even for SoFi, for instance, from the US. I always have on my watch that since 2 or 3 years SoFi. And a lot of times I think, should I go for it or not? Because SoFi is attractive for me as well. But on the other hand, because it's regulated in the US market, digital bank as well, you can check it out by yourself, but way smaller level of revenue, of profit, way smaller in terms of the potential customer base, but way more competition. Yeah, but on the other hand, it's economically stronger, yeah, and more solid in politics as well. You never know what is going on in Brazil, who will be the next president, and the party who's ruling the country. And so basically, based on my view, I've decided after the last earnings results for SoFi, for new and against SoFi, and I'm not regretting it. I mean, the price increased, but it's not about the price. It's still developing. The story is alive. Yeah, the investment story, the investment thesis of new. I hope they somehow will enter new markets. I somehow hope that Mexico is accelerating quicker and quicker. Guys, maybe one more thing, because this Mexico aspect is somehow very present in my mind. I want to check very quickly. I share my screen. I want to check very quickly what was the number of customers in Mexico 1 quarter ago. Wait, I need to check the PDF file. And I mean, now it's 5.2, I think. Yes, 5.2. And 1 year ago, it was 1 quarter ago. It was, now I have it, 4.3. Now they have 5.2. It's not that bad, man. It's more than 25% quarter over quarter. Actually, it's not bad. I would even rate this. I need to correct this very quickly. So going back to the PowerPoint sheet, as you can see here, I mean, I rate this as neutral. Yeah, I mean, it's not a big shift, but It's not red in my perspective. If they had really 4.3 million last quarter and now 5.2, sounds great. Sound that some stuff is going on. Not sure why the market is selling the stock. Maybe it was like it was just priced in differently. They don't state any outlook, and it can be the case. I could imagine that the market. It was priced high. As I mentioned again, new is fundamentally not a bargain. It's not dirt cheap or something like this, other than other companies, and again, compared to Hims and Hers, and they need to perform, and as soon as they are not performing, of course the price drops, and maybe that was today the case. Very simple, the expectations have been simply too high. Some companies, some investment funds, whoever made good money out of it, especially maybe in 2024, in the past weeks, because the price, as you can see here, increased quite heavily. One moment. So there we are. Just in this year, okay. There it is. Yeah. So when we check out just from end of last year, $8 to now, so roughly 20% in just roughly 2 months. They need to perform. They need to achieve great results. And if there is an earnings call like today, or earnings results like today, which are not so convincing, the market quickly takes it as a negative aspect, and investors depositing out them, or getting out the money, securing the money, the profits. Maybe that was the case. So I honestly, nothing gets changed. I will stick to this. It will stick on rank 3 for me, based on this earnings results. Very confident. Colombia looks good. Mexico looks good. US dollar per customer looks good. Let's check one more aspect, maybe one last aspect, guys, and then we are done. But I'm not sure if we can see it. But what would be very interesting is the price per customer. I'm not sure if they have a chart here in the presentation slide deck. As business scales, what do we have here? Cost efficiency ratio, so it's working in the right direction. Okay, net interest income expansion driven by growth of interest earnings portfolio. It's difficult. I stated it at another live stream. I'm not a balance sheet guy, I'm not only about KPIs. I always take as well a closer look to the macroeconomical aspects important for me. And there are very likely people out there who are more skilled in reading this kind of reports, especially when we talk about financial reports, because everyone who's knowledge knows that bank reports, financial reports can be heavily somehow affected, manipulated, designed, let's say, designed in a more positive way. It's difficult to read them. There are a lot of stuff which is difficult to understand. It's simple to understand. Okay, someone is selling a smartphone. These are the costs, these are the numbers of sold stuff. But here it's a little bit different. It's not about a single product, it's more about on the service, it's more about the overall results and how they work with it. This we already got. Cost per serve per active customer, we got it here, and solid as well, You can see it, Here we got it. So US dollars 0.9 per quarter per active customer. Looks great. I don't know why the market is deciding how it is. I explained it already, but I'm very happy with the results. They are absolutely solid, not groundbreaking, but definitely not negative in my perspective. Maybe I'm missing something. Let's see what the earnings recall later on will put to the surface. Guys, check me one more time. Is someone still watching the stream? Yeah, we have one active user.
But not groundbreaking.
So there we are. I'm not sure who this person is, but thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for keeping in line and keeping in the stream. I need to go to bed. Maybe you feel it already. It was a very, very long day, and tomorrow is a new day. But it was a pleasure for me for you, to guide this call, honestly. And next time I will be back in the car when I will state it's crunch time, and this time it will be crunch time for Himson-Hurst, 26th of February. I think the 13th of March, Stone Cold will be the last live stream to earnings results, which I will present. But next Monday, it's really crunch time. It's, I think, the most popular stock I'm owning, and I'm very interested in the results. My position is very large, or compared very large in the stock, but more on Monday. Guys, thank you very much for joining. I hope you had a great time. I hope you learned something new. Again, no guarantee for correctness of the provided data, or no financial consultation whatsoever. And stay healthy, guys. That's most important. And I'm strongly looking forward to see you next time. Yeah? Bye. All the best.